Here I have 7 different Batmobiles which have just been sitting in a box. I'll start with my least favorite and move on to the ones I like more. First is this Batman Arkham Asylum Batmobile. So this one is my least favorite. In fact, I would say that I don't like this car. It's not that it's my least favorite, I actually don't like it, and I don't know why I purchased it. And it's too late to return it because I cut the card. I will say this though, I appreciate the fact that they painted the rear lights on this car. I'm always happy to see detail like this. So next I'll talk about these miniature classic Batmobiles. At first I didn't really like these too much, but they grew on me over time. And the reason I don't like these too much is because I don't think cutesy things really go well with Batman. But I did open one, I have 2, and I opened one and was very impressed with the paint. And the paint job on these is really nice. It's a nice metallic shiny paint, and the way they did it and the accents on the wheels just came out very nice. So if you're into diecast and you like well-painted things with good detail, these are pretty nice in that regard. Let me open this one. I don't care too much for it. For the price, this is a well-made car, right? Because remember, these are only a little over $1. So considering that, you have to admire the kind of paint they put on it. And here are the 2 side by side. Here's the back and the front. I went from not liking them at all to appreciating the detail and the paint on them and appreciating how well they're made for what they are. So we'll put those back and we'll talk about this next. I mean, speaking of paint, look at that purple. So I don't know what this is supposed to be. In the animated series, we never see a purple version. This is the Batman animated series version of the Batmobile, but I bought it because it's cool. I like the purple. I like the wheels. They're kind of a shiny pink, right? So this is like a fabulous Barbie/Batman collaboration, or at least that's what it looks like. I used to watch this cartoon when I was younger. At first, I wasn't a big fan of this particular Batmobile, but because it's from the days of yore and it reminds me of when I was younger, less stressful, more carefree times, I started to like it and it became something meaningful to me. So this is the purple animated series Hot Wheels Batmobile. Now this one is the 1989 Batmobile in a very bizarre color scheme, though not as bizarre as the one that's going to come up next. So it's gray. That's okay, the gray. Sometimes you see shades of gray in the comic, shades of gray in the cartoon. But the orange really throws you off, right? This bright orange color. It has an orange windshield, orange stripes like a Dodge Viper, orange accents on the rim. Right? Batman doesn't do orange, although you could kind of argue that sometimes his utility belt is orange or the emblem on his chest has some orange in it. More often than not, it's yellow or gold or brown, but you could say, okay, that could be orange depending on the shading and the lighting. Still, this doesn't look very much like anything you would see in a comic or a cartoon or a Batman film. It's just a little bit too colorful, but I had to have it. And the weirder version is this white one. I haven't even opened this one, and I don't know if I want to open this one. It's so weird, and I already have so many Batmobiles that I'm not so sure if it's worth opening. I might just keep this as is, just because it's not really right. Look at this. It says The Flash. This is the 1989 Batmobile. I'm sure there's no white Batmobile in the movie, even though I haven't seen it. But maybe there's an alternate universe, an alternate dimension, where Batman wears all white and has a white Batmobile. Hot Wheels does do all kinds of colors and stuff for fun. It's really just to sell more cars, right? But it's fun. It's fun to see the different variations. But white and Batman is just way too crazy for me. It's the exact opposite of Batman. He's literally called the Dark Knight, right? The Dark Knight with a bright white car. Come on, right? But as I said, they're trying to sell these. It's marketing, it's just for fun, they're toys. So okay, I do have some criticism for it though. If you're gonna do something like this, then at least paint the back, paint the rear lights, at least paint the front. And it really bothers me when it's painted on the card. So here on the card, this is purple, but the actual car doesn't have purple. So it bothers me when Hot Wheels does that. If we're looking at it in terms of Batman, it's pretty wacky and weird, and it really doesn't work. If we're looking at it in terms of fun and variation and color, and let's get a little crazy, let's have some fun with it, then put a little more effort into it and give me some more paint here and some more paint here to make it more fun, to make it more colorful. Again, I'm not sure if I want to open this just because it's so weird. It's like anti-Batman. It's almost like if there was a world where there was the opposite of Batman, and he would be driving this Batmobile, and he would just be a very jolly person, joking around all the time, spreading joy and cheer, so he would be like the Batman Santa Claus. I know I'm going on at great length about this one silly little toy, but if you're a Batman fan, I know that you have something to say about this. One final note on this car, the purple here matches the purple here. So that's pretty cool. So if you're collecting them, you kind of have some common ground and you have things to be able to match them with. And I guess it would be the same as this purple. Ah, I hate this one. All right, let's talk about my favorite one. For Batman fans, I know that this movie took a lot of criticism, and I'm not here to talk about the movie, but I am here to talk about this beautiful car. Look at that paint scheme, look at the color scheme, look at the detail. If you can't see it, these two lines here are a different color from the actual paint of the body of the car, and it's the same back here. This is plastic, I believe. I'm not sure. I don't think this is metal. I could figure that out a little later. But this is just a nice looking car. Regardless of whether you like the movie or not, whoever designed this went out of their way to paint this little red tail light back here, and I really like that. It really accents the dark gray very nicely. And look at that, they even have red down here. You can see two little red tail lights, you can see a red brake light here, and that makes a difference for me. As someone who's really into this stuff, I find that very appealing. This is not my favorite Batmobile of all time. It's not my favorite Hot Wheels Batmobile ever made, but out of this miscellaneous slot, it is my favorite, and I like this car a lot. I think I have a black version of it. I don't remember if I bought the black one or not. I remember holding it in the store, asking someone who works there how much it was, and they said $10, and I was like, no, I'll pass on that for now. $10 I think is too much. I got this one at the regular Hot Wheels price. I wouldn't pay $10 for this. Okay, so that's all. I do have these two, but I talked about these in a different video in depth, so I'm not going to talk about them in this video, except to say that the purple matches. So we got purple, 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 and purple.